So hello everybody. Our team is Tourable. It also can be read as Tourable, and we are providing the digital solution for making life of people with special needs easier. We want actually to start with a quote that we heard yesterday during the introduction presentation. And the quote is, if design is accessible for people with special needs, it's going to be accessible for everyone. And we decided to take this idea in our solution and go along with that. For the research part, we started with 4 pillars of universal design. I know that some of you already know which they are, but I'm gonna anyways explain to you. So the first one is equity, which basically means that solution design should be accessible every time, whenever, for any user. The next one is flexibility, which means based on the preferences of the user, the solution should be adaptable. And the next one is usability. So the design should be simple and it should be understandable for every user basically. And the last one is simplicity. So we should always use simple icons, big text to make it visible and accessible for the needs. And here we're coming to our challenge response, what we are actually providing. Our challenge response is an app built for people with accessible needs, helping them navigate the world and support each other. And our first feature is Smart Accessibility Map, which basically allows for the users to personalize their filtering. For example, if they need wheelchair accessible places or the buildings with accessible toilets. The next one is color-coded venues for the red ones for not accessible places, yellow ones for the moderate places, and the green ones for the places which are very accessible. Smart road planning. So how does it work? Basically, when the user chooses the place where he wants to go, it adapts based on the filters. Actually, if we go like that, based on the smart filtering, it will adapt the road. So it's not going to be like simple road that Google Maps gives you, the shortest one. It's going to be adapted based on the pavement type, based on the lighting on the streets, because it's very important also for the children. The next thing is real-time info, so it's updated in real time, and community powered. As you can see here, we provide also reviews, so the people after going to certain places can give their feedback and provide better up-to-date data.
So next up is AI route planning, which is one of the features inside the map. Basically, it works that while selecting the languages you want, the AI becomes your companion with your natural language speaking. With smart filtering, basically you can either type what you want or you can start talking with your companion and say what you want. For example, you want to skip cobblestones because you're in a wheelchair and you don't know if you're going to be able to pass. And you need flat surfaces so you can go around, and he's going to provide you the best routes to go around the city. It also is going to give you a surface analysis. So basically, if there's bumps on the road, if there's elevations, it's going to tell you. You can ask it to give you rest stops. So every few minutes, you can stop, take a break, and mentally prepare for the next part. And it's a one-tap generation. It basically, once you stop speaking, you get everything that you wanted from it, and it's all within one click away. So city tours we have 2 ways of functioning city tours. So basically, the first way is if you want to do it yourself, you can. Basically, you find everything you want with accessibility. That means you put in the features, you want bathrooms, you want straight pathways, no stairs, museums, and it's going to give you that. You can also create group filters You can, with one click, remove everything that's not accessible, and it's not going to even show up as a suggestion. Duration transparency, you can put in how many, if you have 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and it's going to give you the time of how long you can stay. And it's offline capable, meaning if you not sure if you're going to have internet, you can download it as a PDF and then maybe print it out as an actual map. The second way is with travel agencies, meaning we're going to give them the app for usage, and then they can provide package deals within the app that users are going to be able to download and then use as package deals, and we're going to be getting some kind of fee we're going to give the agencies out of that.
So what happens next? For example, the certain person chose the type of disabilities that he has, and the design, the road, the tour is going to be adapted based on his needs. So this one is visual impairment tour mode. So as you can see, the contrast is very high, the text size is big, and also rich audio narration, so it's going to be explaining on every navigation point, and haptic navigation, which means that the phone going to give the vibrations and also be responsible in that type of response as well. The next one is ADHD cognitive tour mode.
So that means that with our teammate who has this kind of condition, we asked her how to make tours and planning trips better for her, and she says that she focuses better with sounds. So we added a mode that within a tour you can add nature sounds, the sounds of cars passing by, or like some kind of relaxing sound to help focus and giving you breaks while the tour guide is speaking, so you can focus better afterwards if you're having an episode or are not sure that you're going to be following.
So we're a bit running out of time, so I'm gonna go faster with different types. The next one is family kids tour mode. For example, you're traveling with your family, and you want to keep the concentration of your kids on the tour. How you can do that? You can we provide the games that gonna be interactive. So for example, can you spot the stone lines as a fountain? Actually, in Trieste, we know that there are certain fountains with lines. And this is our concept, how it's gonna work. And our next feature is emergency support. As we can see in the navigation tab in the bottom, we put it in the middle, because it should be accessible as possible. So once the user clicks on the emergency, he gets, first of all, the emergency number. So with one click, he can immediately access the certain people who are gonna help him. There are also hospitals, pharmacies, police station, accessible transport, embassy, basically 24/7 assistance as well, which means every feature is going to be accessible with one tap, and I can show you how it's going to be visible here. So, for example, the person clicks on nearby hospitals and he gets the list, which is sorted by the distance, and he can also see them on the map. But there are also other sides.
So basically, the way we're going to promote it and informative is with workshops, do events like this hackathon where we're going to educate how the usage and who's going to finance it. So we have two modes. One is with municipalities. We're going to ask them for support, meaning we're going to, through tourist tax and government funds, give free accessible tours, which you've mentioned. And then with travel agencies, we're going to do advertising and access fees, which is then going to mean the city tour packages that we mentioned, which is how we're going to be collecting money. And this is basically a little recap of everything that you're going to be seeing within the app and our website.
Thank you.